The New York Times has claimed that New York's best pizza is made in New Jersey.
Well, that's BS.
So let's take a trip to Jersey to find out if Razza Pizza Artigianale really can make that claim.
Yes! 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 Yes!
In 2017, Razza received a 3-star review from the New York Times. And in 2019 was named Best Pizza in North America by 50 Top Pizza. And currently it's ranked number 13 in the United States. Owner Dan Richer has a bachelor's degree in communication and media studies. From there, he was named a James Beard Foundation Rising Star Chef semifinalist in 2011. It's his love for food that has helped create flocks of fans, from locals to foodie reviewers such as James Andrews.
It's a very special day today because I plan to go to one of the greatest pizza restaurants in the country, Razza Pizza Artigianale.
Antonio from Pizza Reviews on the Go.
What's up, pizzaholics? Behind me is Razza.
And UA Eats to come and eat.
I am Yue, and today we're going to be eating at what I hear is one of the best pizzas in Jersey City. This place is called Razza.
While he did not use his degree for a more corporate-like job, he definitely uses his scholarly education in understanding how to invite the community to become raving fans.
Fortunately, the community really wanted to support us. They did not want us to go out of business.
I really hope taking the Holland Tunnel over to Jersey City is worth it. We didn't have any reservations, so let's toss the dice. I felt lucky that they said it would be a 30-minute wait, as it was still early on a Sunday evening. As you can see, it was already packed, so we walked around and waited for the text to tell us to come back. The one thing I will say, the restaurant says Razza seats 40, and there was definitely more than 40 guests in the restaurant. I thought it was really tight, as I imagined where to place the camera and the pizza with such a small table. We reviewed the menu and focused on the pizza offerings, though the bread and butter service was recommended by different people. But you tell me if you would pay for bread and butter. Then I asked our waitress what was the Project Hazelnut all about. The school does a lot of agricultural research and has 5,000 hazelnut trees, and Dan loves to source local produce. I thought that was really cool, so we ordered the pie.
Why would I ever use a product that's from thousands of miles away when we have the best in the world right here?
The second pie had to be the Margherita, the classic pizza, so that I can have some way to compare it to the likes of John's of Bleecker and Lucali. As we waited for the pizza pies, I wanted to check out the ovens. What I found interesting is that the majority of the dough is all-purpose flour, as opposed to a Caputo Tipo 00 flour, and the dough is 24 to 48 hour fermented. Again, Dan is a big proponent of using local produce and loves the Jersey tomatoes. And he makes his own mozzarella. He talks more about the ingredients in his book, The Joy of Pizza, and there is an Amazon link in the description below. While the pizza's size and looks somewhat Neapolitan from Italy, the ovens are not your typical domed ovens from Naples. Dan designed the ovens to produce a pizza closer to a New York-style crust texture. As I watched his pizza makers, it was fascinating to learn that 2 Michelin star restaurant, Blue Hill, gets hazelnuts from Rutgers, as well as the multi-million-dollar business Nutella, who makes the delicious chocolate spread. Again, if you are craving for Nutella, I included an Amazon link in the description. We squeezed back into the table to find our mocktails ready. The signature fruit punch was made with grapefruit, orange, hibiscus, and Meyer lemon. It was bright, zesty, and slightly sweet, with floral undertones, making it a delightful, refreshing blend. The other drink was the Palm Pop. It's a house-made pomegranate soda, had a sweet and tart fizz, tickled the nose. A few moments later, both pies arrived at the same time. The Hazelnut project was first up, and I had my reservations of having nuts of any kind as a pizza topping, as I am thinking, will the hazelnuts be too hard to chew, but the dairy combination tang from the fresh mozzarella and ricotta with the sweetness of the honey was pleasant to taste. Then you get some texture from the nuts that have been softened by the oven heat, which produced a brown, buttery flavor, which was unique. Additionally, the corn and onions provide another level of texture and sweetness. The bake was done just right, as you could see from the leoparding on the bottom of the pie. Thinking back, for whatever reason, with the ricotta on pizza, that cheese is always drier. Anyway, I will share some final thoughts and scores later on. I looked at the Margherita and thinking, will it live up to John's Oblique or Lucali's? Irene started to break the slices apart. It looks thin and has no flop. And eventually I took my first bite. You can tell that the ingredients were packed with freshness. Just flavorful and bright that you might not get from a local pizza shop. During an interview with Dan Richer, he reveals that he really struggled when he first opened at this location. During the pandemic, he started with one oven and started to do more takeout and realized to make the numbers work, he needed to pump out more pizza, so he added the second oven. In addition, he had an opportunity to take over next door to expand the dining room, as more and more of the neighborhood wanted him to succeed. And he improved the pizza as he started to implement bread making techniques. And just like Dan, slap that like button. With both crusts, you can tell the dough had an excellent flavor from the starter they used, as opposed to other pizzerias that let their dough rise for 2 hours with basic commercial yeast. As you know, the crust is not only a way to hold the toppings, it should be edible and therefore it should taste good. And at Razza, it does taste really good. While I'm happy that we ordered the hazelnut project, Irene really wanted the mushroom. But I always find it interesting that the ricotta on pizza always has a dry feel. I will give this pie a score of 7.1. So, how does the Margherita from Razza? Its crumb is tight and the undercarriage is drier, similar to John's Oblique and Lucali's. So you get a crisp and chew, and definitely not a fluffy and airy crust from Naples. I do prefer a tighter crumb. I gave John's Oblique Street a 9.2 back then, and Lucali,
I'm gonna give it was a great pizza, so 8.9.
Based on those previous scores, I'm gonna go with a 9.15. It's like splitting hairs, and I might have to start giving rankings like the Michelin star, where 1 star is a very good restaurant that uses high quality ingredients and expert cooking techniques. 2 stars, excellent cooking that is worth a detour. Michelin 3 stars is exceptional cuisine that's worth a special journey. If I was going to use the Michelin stars as a guide, Razza earns 3 stars in my opinion. But instead of stars, what kind of icon should I use?
Irene and I are looking forward to returning to Razza. Please watch these 2 next videos that are popping up. Greatly appreciate it if you hit the like button. I love to reply to any comments. And if you haven't subscribed by now, greatly appreciate it so that you know what's coming up next.